Okay, I'm going to try to make a video on how to build a wheel, partly because I saw a video where when I tried to practice with my old wheel, realized one side was laced incorrectly, reverse way, and then I saw the description in another video saying that someone else had made a mistake in their video, and I used the pattern from my global cycling network video. That one worked when I took the wheels into a bike shop to have the tension adjusted. So I saved half price, because if they build it and then adjust it, it's twice the price. But anyway, some people in a bike shop told me that I built the wheels correctly, and that was following the GCN video, like I said. But they also told me that a lot of people can come in very frustrated with their wheel builds and ask them to fix it. So I decided, since the Global Cycling Network video, I find that they go through the details way too quickly, and it's only because I practiced with other videos I was able to do it. So I decided, well, I'm going to try to make my own video, because I practice a lot. So I'm not the expert in wheel building, but I practice a lot. So I'm going to try to show you a slightly easier explanation for or more detailed explanation for the Global Cycling Network video. Here, this is like an old type of hub here. This side would be where you have like a, what do you call it, freewheel instead of a cassette. But this is your drive side, and if you usually, let's say on these type of rim brake wheels, you have like 2 millimeters longer on the non-drive side and 2 millimeters shorter on the drive side. So I'm going to show this hopefully the correct way. You see, here's the valve hole, and here you have, well, you see how the spoke holes kind of, there's some on the right side and some on the left side, if you will. Okay, so the way I want to start here is look at the label, and this is optional, you don't have to do it, but you can do it with the label facing the drive side. And so I'm going to show you how you start here. Drive it through. When you have the spoke hole with the spoke head pointing towards the drive side, okay, in other words the right side. So I'm on the right, so let's suppose I'm on the right side of the bicycle. So you want to visualize this. This is like sitting on the bike, and you get off the bike, and let's suppose on the right side. Okay, so this is your drive side. Okay, so the first one goes in right next to the valve hole to your left. All right. I'm just going to count like 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whatever. When I gave my wheels to a bike shop to adjust, actually I turned it like 12 times. By the way, I did use beeswax, but they told me it's not absolutely necessary, but it does help in prevent oxidation. Okay, and just a tip there, if you want to practice, way better to practice without the beeswax, because once you put it, it's a little bit hard to kind of drill in, so it's time consuming to do it like that. So you may want to practice without the beeswax. How did I do it? I put I use a regular candle made out of beeswax, and then when it was lit, I just poked it in, you know, when it was liquid, you know what I mean. Okay, so following the GCN pattern here, I think they said 4 times one side and 4 holes the other side. Well, I find it easier just to count 6 empty holes. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this one you're actually going to go the opposite way. So yeah, okay, so wait, let me just double check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 empty holes. So the next one is actually going to go here. You can see it's you skip over the valve hole obviously, but you skip the hole in the other side. So this is the spoke hole on the the right side here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. Okay, so I used my own trick here because actually I found out when I was practicing, the hub wants to move around. So like I just used a shorter spoke, but this time I want to use a longer spoke on the other side. And here might get just a little bit tricky, but it's kind of simple anyway. See, you take your spoke, push it through the valve hole, and then drop it down on the hub, and it should be, your spoke should be between 2 spoke holes, and you count 4 holes to your left, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's the 4th one, and you actually make it go through where wait, I'm just gonna put it in here right next to the valve hole again on your left side. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it's the 4th hole. Okay, 4th hole. Then obviously you count 6 empty holes again, then with a longer spoke. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 empty holes, and then the next one you actually go the opposite way because, okay, just want to say something that I've seen on many pre-built wheels on like bicycles that are already complete. When you look at the 2 spokes that are next to the valve hole, okay, these 2 spokes, they both have the spoke heads pointing on the right side. Okay, this one is on right side, that one's on the right side. Okay, so that's one way of knowing that your wheel build is correct. I'll show you another trick later on. So again, you skip the valve hole and the 1 spoke hole here. It's the next one on the other, on the same side. So wait, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you notice here though, okay, when I'm looking at these 2 spokes, the first one that I put in next to the valve hole is pointing on the inside. Spoke head here is pointing on the outside, but here it's the opposite. Okay, this is your drive side. Okay, so spoke head, drive side, spoke head on the inside. Okay, on the opposite side. This, if you know how to build a wheel, is you've already done a lot because these spokes are actually a guide to do the rest, believe it or not. So going back to the shorter spokes again. So here, right next to the first one that I started with the spoke head pointing to the drive side, the outside. I put in, okay, you have a regular, let's say 4-2 pattern, okay? What do I mean by 4-2 pattern? Well, you look at the spokes here on the rim, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? That's your 4 pattern. And then the 2 pattern is, you go 1, 2, so there's, on the same, when you're working with the spokes that go in the same side